A red light flashes above a storm in Tibet that shouldn't be possible to see. A door rattles violently with no one behind it. And a man films his old home only to find something wearing his own face. What you're about to see has no clear explanation. High above a thunderstorm in Tibet, a rare camera catches a massive burst of red light flashing through the upper atmosphere. Scientists call these red sprites electrical discharges triggered by powerful lightning far below. They last only a few milliseconds, which is why real footage of them is almost never caught on camera. Completely natural, and still one of the strangest things the sky can produce. Security footage from a clinic captured an electrotherapy device malfunctioning mid-treatment. The machine delivered a shock far beyond its therapeutic dose, and the patient convulsed violently on the table. Sparks appeared at the point of contact before the patient fell, dislocating a shoulder before the practitioner could reach them. These devices are built with strict safety cutoffs, specifically because the gap between a safe dose and a dangerous one is razor thin, and once that safety mechanism fails, there's no time left to react. Two friends hiking near a lake in the mountains outside Queenstown, New Zealand, notice something strange forming on the ground beside them. Sunlight hitting the rippling water above is casting a shifting, portal-like pattern onto the nearby rocks. It looks almost like an opening into somewhere else, entirely created by nothing more than light and water. A young girl is practicing a dance routine at home while her sister films her. Mid-routine, she spots something long and unnatural standing right behind her sister at the doorway. She screams and chases after it as it moves toward the stairs. Then it disappears from the scene entirely. A viral clip out of Italy shows a strange object hanging in the night sky. Some viewers say it opens what looks like a portal before disappearing in seconds. Others think there's a simpler explanation. The internet still hasn't agreed on which. A man hears strange noises from his basement and goes down to check. A closed door is rattling loudly on its own. He opens it. Nothing there. He closes it again, and the rattling starts right back up. A man revisits his old abandoned house, recording the walkthrough to show his wife their former home. Something comes out of one of the rooms. A figure that looks exactly like him, headless, covered in blood. Beside it, a figure in a white tank top, looking just like his wife, also covered in blood, as if she'd just eaten what was missing. He fainted on the spot. He only found the footage afterward. Footage from a football match in 2001 went unnoticed for years before editors caught something in the crowd. A man is seen repeatedly passing straight through the audience, moving through people like they weren't physically there at all.
Oh my God!
A woman opens the basement door in her home and finds a ball rolling back and forth at full speed. Nothing is pushing it, and there's no air moving to explain it. She never opens that door again. A man presses a wooden stick against his ceiling and lifts part of the roof shed above him. Inside, something is looking back, a presence that looks unmistakably like a ghost. Dragged by the shoreline. Viewers thought they were watching a report until the shoreline shifted. Then it rose. Not beautiful, but corpse-like. Ribs showing, mouth splitting impossibly wide. With a hiss, it grabbed her ankles, carving lines in sand as it hauled her back home. Quiet mercy. Night vision held steady as the angler cast without urgency. Then, the water answered with force. Not a fish, but a hand surfaced, pale and deliberate, closing around the rod and pulling it under, leaving him untouched. Was it mercy or a missed chance? Deep boundary.
They're still coming! Look at them!
They crossed water that did not welcome them, laughing louder than the engine behind them. Then the surface broke in numbers. At least 20 blue-skinned, human faces with tails cutting beneath. Fast, coordinated, closing distance with purpose. This was not a pursuit. It was enforcement of something older. What exactly are they protecting? Pulled under.
Hold it, spin tighter! I'm trying, it's slipping!
Its body looked wrong up close, narrow, plated, moving under the skin, slippery beyond control. When it thrashed, one man lost hold, the second didn't. The weight shifted, flipped, and both vanished overboard without a single clean shout. The hand that took him. He leaned over, offering scraps to what moved like a fish. Then a hand broke the surface. The head followed, human but wrong, gills opening at the neck. It grabbed him and pulled. Strength made resistance meaningless.
Pukul! Pegang dia semua! Gila, apa? Tarik, pegang bro!
Something on the glass. Deep under Greenland waters, the lens caught movement that slowed everything. A hand emerged, thin, stretched, with faint membranes between fingers. It touched the submarine window deliberately, as if testing it, then vanished into darkness before anyone could react. Closing distance.
They're still on us! Faster!
At first, it looked like waves folding oddly. Then shapes appeared. 3 gray figures surfaced just enough to reveal faces, then vanished again. They kept pace without effort. The engine pushed harder, but the gap didn't change. Something was keeping up. It came back for it. They netted a heavy fish, scales flashing under light. Then something rose beside the boat. Pale face, wet hair, eyes fixed, body shifting into a powerful tail. It grabbed the catch and vanished. Are they guardians of what lives below? Second rescue. Just as the water settled, a second figure rose. Bald, human-like, but wrong in movement, arms stretching toward the catch. Its tail cut through the dark water effortlessly. It took the fish without hesitation. Ought to escape. Washed in silence, they found it where the tide had just pulled back, half-covered, body stretched along the sand. The tail lay still, heavy, darkened by water. No movement, no sound. People stood back, watching, unsure. It didn't look stranded. It looked placed there, like something the sea had decided to return for a reason. If that moment felt too precise to dismiss, you're not alone. Like and subscribe to stay with us, because the next clip doesn't give you time to process what you're seeing. Tell me what stood out to you most. And remember, sometimes the danger isn't what you expect. It's what reaches you before you understand it.
What you're about to see is truly shocking. A mermaid and a black dragon caught on camera, doing something no one could have imagined. This footage comes from a remote coastal area where local fishermen claim strange sightings have been happening for years. The video shows a mermaid interacting closely with a massive black dragon, moving together in the water with an unusual sense of coordination, as if there's some understanding between them. Observers are baffled. Is this some kind of unlikely friendship or a dangerous encounter we don't fully understand? The mermaid seems surprisingly calm, while the dragon exudes a powerful, almost mystical presence. Some analysts suggest it could be territorial behavior, while others think it may hint at something far stranger, an intelligence in the ocean that humans are only beginning to glimpse. This footage raises more questions than answers. Are these creatures aware of the camera, or is this an accidental capture of their hidden world? Either way, the video challenges everything we thought we knew about ocean life. Could there really be connections between mythical beings like mermaids and dragons? One thing is certain. This sighting will leave you questioning what's truly out there beneath the waves. What you're about to witness is a chilling encounter captured on camera. A dog being pulled into the ocean by an unknown creature. The footage comes from a quiet beach, where locals often walk their pets, never expecting the events that unfold here. At first, everything seems normal. The dog plays near the waves, enjoying the water, but suddenly something unseen grabs hold, pulling the dog under with surprising force. The owner struggles, shouting and reaching out, but whatever is in the water is stronger, dragging the dog further into the surf. The video leaves viewers questioning what could have that kind of strength beneath the waves. Some speculate it might be a giant sea creature, perhaps a shark, or even something more mysterious, an entity no one has documented before. Experts and enthusiasts are divided. Some say the footage could be a rare glimpse of nature's hidden predators, while others warn about the possibility of deep-sea creatures interacting with coastal areas in ways humans rarely see. Whatever it was, this encounter reminds us that the ocean remains one of the planet's most dangerous and unexplored frontiers. The footage is haunting, and a stark warning to anyone near the water. What you're about to see is absolutely unbelievable. A giant mermaid struggling on a ship caught in a tense confrontation with fishermen. The footage begins with the massive creature clinging to the deck, thrashing wildly as it tries to resist. Its size alone is astonishing, dwarfing the men who are desperately trying to control it. The mermaid seems determined, not just fighting for freedom, but also protecting something, possibly a baby hidden nearby. The fishermen, however, are using all their strength and tools to assert control, creating a dramatic clash between human power and mythical force. Every movement is intense, splashes, shouting, and the sounds of struggle fill the deck, making it impossible to look away. Experts watching the footage are divided. Is this a desperate mother defending her young, or is it something more dangerous? Either way, this rare encounter challenges what we think we know about the ocean's hidden mysteries. The mermaid's struggle is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. What you're about to witness is a rare and shocking capture, a giant seahorse caught by fishermen in the deep ocean. The footage begins with the crew hauling in their nets, expecting the usual catch, when suddenly something enormous and completely unexpected appears. Towering above the normal size of any known seahorse, this creature struggles against the ropes, its scales shimmering in the sunlight as it thrashes in the water. The fishermen are stunned, unsure how to handle such a massive and delicate creature. Cameras capture every detail, from its powerful tail to its enormous head, making it clear that this is not an ordinary sea animal. Scientists and enthusiasts are calling it a potential discovery, sparking debates about deep-sea life we've never seen before. As the giant seahorse fights against captivity, viewers can't help but feel a mix of awe and concern. Could this be a glimpse into a hidden world beneath the waves? Either way, this encounter is unforgettable. What you're about to see is a chilling encounter that fishermen were never meant to witness. A mermaid caught struggling to escape, yet they refuse to let her go. The footage begins with the creature thrashing against ropes and nets, her tail whipping violently as she fights for freedom. Her cries echo across the deck, a haunting mix of desperation and defiance. The fishermen hold their ground, some stunned by the sheer size and beauty of the mermaid, others determined to assert control over this impossible catch. Every movement is tense, water splashes, ropes strain, and the creature's struggle becomes more frantic by the second. Experts watching the footage are divided. Some call it a tragic display of human greed, while others are fascinated by the rare glimpse into a mythical being's world. This shocking encounter raises questions about what really lives in the depths of our oceans. For the mermaid, every second is a battle for survival. What you're about to witness is a rare and terrifying deep-sea encounter. A mermaid caught by a diver, trapped in a cage, and looking more dangerous than anyone could imagine. The footage begins in the eerie depths of the ocean, where sunlight barely reaches, revealing the mermaid's glowing eyes and sharp features as she thrashes violently inside her cage. The diver films every moment, capturing the creature's immense strength and unmistakable intelligence. Her tail lashes against the bars, sending shockwaves through the water, while her gaze seems almost aware, as if studying the human intruder. Experts watching the footage are both amazed and alarmed. This isn't the gentle creature from folklore, it's powerful, unpredictable, and clearly not to be underestimated. This encounter forces us to rethink what lurks in the ocean's deepest corners. With the mermaid confined, viewers can't help but feel both awe and fear, witnessing firsthand a mythical being that might be far more dangerous than we ever imagined. What you're about to see is a chilling and mysterious encounter, a completely unknown creature caught on camera, tangled in a ship's net. The footage comes from a deep-sea fishing vessel where the crew was hauling in a routine catch when something unexpected appeared. At first, it's hard to make out, hidden in the shadows of the net, but as the camera zooms in, the shape becomes more terrifying and bizarre, unlike anything seen before. The creature thrashes violently, its body contorting in ways that seem almost unnatural, sending water splashing across the deck. The fishermen shout and scramble, unsure whether it's dangerous, alive, or something far more mysterious. Some speculate it could be a rare deep-sea animal previously unknown to science, while others whisper about more mythical possibilities, imagining sea monsters or creatures thought to exist only in legends. The tension is palpable. Every second of struggle makes it clear that this isn't a normal catch. This encounter is a haunting reminder that the ocean still holds secrets beyond our imagination, and that sometimes what lies beneath can shock even the most experienced sailors.
¡Está jalando el perro! ¡Oye, suelta el perro!
What you're about to see is a truly bizarre and captivating encounter. A mermaid trying to drag a dog into the ocean. The footage, captured on camera, shows a beautiful mermaid crawling out of the water, fiercely attempting to pull the dog back toward the sea. Her determination is unmistakable, and the dog's struggle adds tension to the already mysterious scene. Viewers have been both fascinated and concerned. Some question the authenticity of the footage, wondering if it's a clever hoax. Others are intrigued by the possibility that the ocean may hide creatures we barely understand, hinting at deeper, unexplored mysteries beneath the waves. The mermaid's unusual behavior sparks endless speculation. Does she have a connection to the dog, or is this a protective instinct for the ocean itself? Fortunately, the dog escaped unharmed, but the encounter has left a lasting impression. This viral incident has prompted countless people to share their own experiences with mythical sea creatures, fueling discussions about the boundaries between reality and legend. Could this be proof of real mermaids, or just a glimpse into the ocean's endless enigmas? The mystery continues. What else lurks beneath the surface? The ocean is full of mysteries, but few discoveries compare to the bizarre sea creature recently pulled from the depths by a fisherman. What started as a routine day at sea quickly turned into a moment of awe and disbelief. The fisherman, expecting a normal catch, instead hauled up a creature unlike anything seen before. Its unusual features, striking colors, and strange movements immediately captured attention, making it one of the most bizarre marine specimens ever recorded. Footage of the encounter quickly went viral, leaving viewers stunned and curious. Experts and enthusiasts alike have debated its origins. Some speculate it could be a rare deep-sea species, while others wonder if it's something even more extraordinary, a creature yet unknown to science. Its unique appearance raises questions about how much of the ocean remains unexplored and what other surprises lie beneath the surface. This astonishing discovery highlights the incredible diversity of life in our oceans and reminds us of the importance of marine conservation. As we continue to explore the deep, encounters like this fuel wonder and curiosity, proving that the ocean still holds secrets beyond our imagination. Have you ever seen something this unbelievable?
Go! Keep it coming! What the hell is that? Oh! Hey! Got it! Move it! Jesus! Move it!
The ocean's depths have always been one of Earth's greatest mysteries, but what happens when myth collides with reality? Recently, an astonishing incident unfolded in the deep sea. A mermaid was seen leaping gracefully into the water, and in the chaos, a man fell in after her. The footage captures the moment perfectly. The mermaid's sleek, shimmering form arcs through the air before hitting the water, while the man struggles to regain his balance, plunging into the abyss. The scene is both mesmerizing and terrifying. In the deep, sunlight barely penetrates, and the pressure is crushing, making every movement a fight for survival. Strange bioluminescent creatures illuminate the surroundings, giving the moment an almost otherworldly glow. The mermaid's power and agility are clear, and the man's unexpected fall highlights just how unpredictable the ocean can be. Scientists remind us that over 80% of the ocean remains unexplored, leaving room for encounters we can scarcely imagine. This incident is a dramatic reminder that beneath the waves lies a world alive with mystery, danger, and wonders that challenge everything we think we know about our planet.
Get out of there! Run!
Shocking footage has emerged from the coast, showing a mermaid spotted near a crowd, and she looks more like a ghost than a mythical sea creature. People on the shore were stunned when this ethereal figure appeared, her pale, shimmering body barely reflecting the sunlight as she moved through the water. Cameras captured every detail, her long, flowing hair drifting like smoke, her tail gliding silently beneath the waves, and an eerie glow surrounding her, giving her a supernatural presence. Witnesses described the scene as both beautiful and terrifying. Some screamed in fear, while others couldn't look away, mesmerized by the mysterious figure. Scientists and skeptics are debating what it could be: an elaborate hoax, an unknown deep-sea creature, or, as some claim, evidence that mermaids are real. The footage also raises questions about why she appeared so close to humans and what her intentions might have been. Whether a trick of the light or a genuine encounter with the unknown, this sighting reminds us that the ocean is full of surprises. Could there be more mermaids lurking just out of sight? One thing is certain: this discovery is unforgettable. What you're about to see is a breathtaking and mysterious sight. A real mermaid, swinging alone, captured on camera in a moment of serene beauty. The footage shows her gracefully moving through the air, her shimmering tail catching the sunlight as she swings back and forth, completely alone, yet captivating everyone who watches. There's an elegance to her movements, a rhythm that seems almost otherworldly, as if she belongs to a world entirely separate from ours. Viewers have been mesmerized, with many commenting on the calm yet powerful presence she exudes. Some call it proof of mythical beings living among us, while others argue it could be an extraordinary deep-sea creature adapting to human observation. Whatever the truth, the video sparks wonder and curiosity, reminding us that the oceans hold secrets far beyond our imagination. Watching her swing alone, it's impossible not to feel awe, as this rare glimpse of a real mermaid bridges the gap between legend and reality.
Look at the size of this thing! Holy! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ah!
What you're about to witness is a shocking and bizarre encounter. A sewer mermaid caught by a man, only to slip from his hands in an instant. The footage begins in the dim, murky tunnels of the sewer, where the man spots a strange, glimmering figure lurking in the water. Acting quickly, he grabs the creature, but the mermaid's slippery, agile body proves too strong to hold. In a sudden twist, she wriggles free and disappears back into the dark waters, leaving the man stunned and viewers on edge. The footage has sparked debates online, with some calling it a hoax, while others are convinced it's proof of unknown creatures living beneath our cities. The mermaid's pale, shimmering body and striking features add to the eerie mystery, making it clear this is not an ordinary animal. This fleeting encounter is a haunting reminder that some secrets of our world remain hidden, and sometimes they slip away before we can fully grasp them. Shocking footage has emerged from a coastal hospital. A mermaid was found dead near the shore and is now being carried away by hospital staff on a stretcher. The video shows the creature's pale, shimmering body, her distinctive tail, and humanoid features, leaving viewers questioning everything they thought about mythical beings. Crowds gathered nearby, some in disbelief, others in awe, as the staff carefully transported her inside. Witnesses are stunned, debating whether this is real or some elaborate hoax. Scientists and enthusiasts are weighing in, discussing the possibility of undiscovered sea creatures and the rare encounters humans have with them. The image of a mermaid on a stretcher evokes strong emotions, blending fear, sadness, and fascination. Whether you believe in mermaids or not, this footage forces a question. Could creatures of legend truly exist among us? For now, the mysterious death of this mermaid near the shore remains unexplained, sparking intense curiosity and debate worldwide. What you're about to see is footage that has shocked the world. A real mermaid caught by Alaskan crabbers in their net, an encounter that allegedly cost them their lives. The fishermen, hauling in their daily catch in the icy waters, were unprepared for what emerged from the deep. Amid the crabs and nets, a shimmering humanoid figure appeared, struggling against the ropes. Its tail, glistening and massive, sent waves of water splashing across the deck, while its piercing eyes seemed to study the humans with intelligence beyond anything known in the ocean. Eyewitnesses describe a terrifying scene. The creature's power was overwhelming, thrashing violently and pulling at the net with incredible force. Some claim that after the initial struggle, tragedy struck. Details remain unclear, but the encounter ended with lives lost and a haunting reminder of the dangers hidden beneath the surface. The footage has ignited fierce debate online. Skeptics question its authenticity, while believers argue this is undeniable proof of mermaids existing in the deep oceans. One thing is certain: these icy Alaskan waters may hold secrets that humans are not meant to disturb. This incredible story begins with a man who discovered a baby mermaid washed ashore near his home. Feeling compassion, he took the tiny creature in, raising her in secret for 10 years. Over that decade, the mermaid grew strong, learning to adapt to life on land while maintaining her mystical aquatic traits. She became part of his family, and the man believed he had done the right thing, protecting her from the dangers of the outside world. But the ocean has a way of claiming what belongs to it. 10 years later, her furious mother appeared, surfacing from the deep with an unstoppable presence. The footage shows a massive, powerful mermaid breaking through the waves, her eyes fixed on the man and the child she had left behind. The reunion was tense, emotional, and terrifying, as the mother's wrath clashed with the man's attachment to the young mermaid. This story raises difficult questions about morality, family, and the boundaries between humans and mythical creatures. How far would you go to protect a being from its natural world? And what consequences might follow when nature comes calling? What you just witnessed may be one of the rarest mermaid sightings ever. The ocean still hides countless mysteries, and who knows what else lurks beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered, captured, or maybe even avoided.
Clash of Beasts. No one was meant to see this. In a muddy riverbank, a colossal anaconda launches upward, wrapping itself around a winged horse struggling to escape the sky. Power against the impossible. Is this nature we don't understand? Or two worlds colliding in a silent, brutal war? The Unchained Seraph. After the footage spread, hunters and enthusiasts searched everywhere. Deep in the Amazon, two men finally found one resting. The moment they chained it, it woke violent, unstoppable. Despite restraints and strength, it broke free and vanished into the sky yet again, leaving only questions behind. The Silent Ascent. A strange beam of light pierced the sky above a quiet forest. Then, something long and twisting rose within it, almost like a living shadow being pulled upward. No aircraft, no sound, just a silent ascent into the clouds. Whatever was happening wasn't meant to be witnessed. The Twisted Crawler.
What the fuck is that? Ah, get away!
A man recording his backyard suddenly spots something crawling near the edge of the grass. It looks like a twisted, hairless creature, its body low, limbs bent awkwardly, moving in a way no known animal does. His voice shakes as he backs away, realizing this is something he's never seen or heard of before. The Silent Angel. Deep in a silent, snow-covered forest, a lone traveler noticed something impossible standing behind a tree. A pale, angelic figure with soft, glowing wings watched without moving, blending into the frost. No footprints led to it, and when he looked back again, it was gone without a trace. The Abyssal Watchers. While diving near the Bermuda Triangle, a researcher stumbled into a narrow underwater cave filled with something impossible. Dozens of pale, human-faced creatures with glowing red eyes and jagged teeth lined the walls, barely moving. They didn't swim, they watched silent, aware, and far too lifelike to be anything natural. The Twin-Born Beast. Hidden in a remote valley, a hiker captured something impossible, a creature with a lion's body, thick mane, and a second form rising from its back, shaped like a horned animal. It moved as one being, not two. No known species explains it, only legends come close. White Phoenixes. For centuries, stories spoke of white phoenixes, mysterious beings said to appear only in hidden valleys, never truly seen. Then, this footage surfaced. Through the mist, glowing figures glide silently. Not mythical, but rare silver pheasants, so surreal in motion, they blur the line between legend and reality, leaving viewers questioning what they just witnessed. The forest dragon. Deep in a forest, explorers discovered what looks like a dead dragon-scaled skin, elongated skull, rows of sharp teeth, and clawed limbs, unlike any known animal. Scientists claim it could be an unknown species or elaborate hoax, but none can explain its anatomy or how it ended up there. Dragged into the sky. What started as an attempt to restrain it turned unreal. The creature, pure white, massive, with fully formed wings like something out of ancient myths, lifted effortlessly into the sky. The men holding the rope were dragged with it, vanishing mid-air. Hours later, they were found 25 kilometers away, shaken, silent, and unable to describe what they had seen. The Night Glider. A pale, almost glowing creature drifts through the night. Its wings stretched wide, yet moving too smoothly, too silently. Its body looks thin, almost human-like, with long, dangling limbs instead of feathers. Not quite a bird, not quite anything known, just something that doesn't seem meant for this world. The Golden Hatch.
もう動いてる。慎重に。まだ不安定だ。
It started with a single leaked clip, an enormous golden egg under sterile lights, guarded like something priceless. Moments later, it cracked, revealing a creature no one could explain. Feathers like a lion's mane, eyes too aware, movements too calculated. If this is real, then myths aren't extinct. They're being studied.
どの刑事も正常値。
The Hollow Face. Mark Ellison from rural Montana woke up to his two dogs badly injured, whining at the door. Confused and shaken, he checked his porch camera only to freeze. A thin, human-like creature crawled up the steps, its face stretched and hollow, moving unnaturally as it confronted the dogs in silence. The Tree Lurker. At 2:43 a.m. in a rural village outside Chiang Rai, a farmer's night camera captured something chilling near his livestock shed. A tall, skeletal figure hung from a tree using long, stretched arms, its upper body human-like but with no visible legs, only wing-like extensions. Moments later, it dropped and flew into the darkness. The Winged Lion. A lone hiker in the Himalayas captured this at dawn, something walking along a ridge that didn't belong there. It had the body of a lion, thick and muscular, but massive, bat-like wings folded over its back. Its tail curled unnaturally, and its head moved with eerie awareness, as if it knew it was being watched. Was this a discovery, or something that should have stayed hidden? Let me know what you think, and subscribe for more clips that will make you question everything. A group of college kids were recording what they thought was a stranded creature dragging itself across the beach. Gray-scaled body, long mermaid-like tail pulling itself through the wet sand. Curious. Harmless looking. Then it stopped, raised its head, and what turned toward the camera was nothing close to harmless. A gray-skinned, muscle-bound upper body, hollow black eyes, a mouth stretched impossibly wide, rows of jagged teeth fully exposed in a shriek that cut across the entire beach. It charged. The footage cuts out seconds later. Both girls were scratched across their arms and chest. 3 weeks later, the wounds still have not closed. The cemetery caretaker had seen everything in 30 years. He had seen nothing like this. 3 large turkeys, every dawn without fail, circling the Harris grave in complete silence, not feeding, not fighting, just circling with slow, mechanical precision, as if performing a ritual older than the cemetery itself. He researched the name on the stone and found something that kept him awake for weeks. The Harris buried there had left a handwritten note before death, claiming something would come to guard the spot where he was laid, something that would circle until what was buried beneath was finally ready to rise. Thousands were watching when Crispy Mate's stream changed forever. 1 second he was talking normally, the next, a violent jolt, his whole body lurching forward uncontrollably, headphones still on his ears as lightning surged through every wire connected to his setup. The chat went from laughing to screaming in seconds. He survived, but 2 days later came the update nobody wanted to read. The right side of his body had stopped responding. devastating partial paralysis caused by a bolt of electricity that found him sitting safely indoors at his own desk, doing what he did every single night. Sometimes, the most dangerous place is exactly where you feel safest. The security camera inside the house recorded 16 seconds that changed everything. All day, the boulder had been seen slowly shifting along the slope surrounding the property. Neighbors filmed it, pointed at it, went back inside. Then, it found its angle. The footage shows the wall simply ceasing to exist, the entire room filling instantly with dust and debris. A man in red barely stumbling out of the path of something that weighed more than the entire floor it destroyed. The house had been circled all day like prey, and when the boulder finally committed, it did not miss.
Turn around. Lay down.
It started with a knock, gentle, almost polite. She opened the door and found her dog sitting in the dark hallway, tail still, eyes fixed on her. She breathed again, decided to test it, asked him to sit. He sat, asked him to shake. He shook without hesitation. Something made her stomach turn cold. Her dog had never been trained, not once in 3 years. She slammed the door and the knocking came back immediately, louder, slower, with the kind of patience that suggested whatever was outside had all the time in the world. Lights failed. Room went black. She whispered 911 into her camera. Police received no call. Her real dog never left the downstairs sofa. The hospital had already earned its reputation long before this footage surfaced. 3 unexplained deaths, lights that failed only in one corridor. And now this, captured at exactly 3:37 a.m. on a Saturday. A wheelchair tucked beneath the stairwell begins to move. Slowly at first, rolling forward into the empty entrance area with quiet, deliberate purpose. Then it stops and reverses, back toward the stairs, as if something sitting in it had looked around the dark hospital lobby and decided it was not yet time. Staff who reviewed the footage refused to work night shifts after. The hospital has never officially commented on the footage, but every nurse on that ward already knows whose chair it was.
No, mira, ahí, mira el video.
It has been spotted over Japan, over rural India, over parts of Eastern Europe. But the Buenos Aires sighting was different, because this family got close enough to capture it clearly. A faint, angular craft hovering silently above their rooftop, lights barely visible against the night sky. They uploaded the footage at midnight. By morning, 3 black vehicles were parked outside. By noon, the family had vanished completely. No calls, no trace. Neighbors described men in plain clothing, removing hard drives and cameras. The footage somehow survived online. The family has not. And the craft? It has already been spotted again, somewhere new, above someone else who has no idea what filming it will cost them. Be honest, which one disturbed you the most? Drop a comment if you actually made it to the end, because most people don't.
High above the city, something unbelievable appears in the sky. Human-like figures glide through the air, moving just like birds. For a moment, everything feels unreal. Then suddenly, police spot the strange sight and open fire, trying to stop whatever's flying above them. The figures scatter across the sky, leaving witnesses shocked and confused, wondering what they actually just saw. Was it a trick? Or something humans were never meant to witness? Have you ever seen a forest breathe? It sounds impossible, but it's a real and fascinating sight. After heavy rain, the soil on the forest floor becomes loose and soft. When strong winds sweep through the tall trees, their massive trunks sway back and forth. Because the ground is softened by water, the trees' roots begin to shift and lift the soil beneath them. From a distance, the forest floor appears to rise and fall, almost as if the land itself were breathing. It's not magic or a hidden creature underground, just the powerful combination of rain, wind, and nature working together in a strange and mesmerizing way. A strange snake-like structure slowly moves toward a hole in the wall. Its long, flexible body twists and slithers in an eerie way, making it hard to tell if it's a real snake or something else entirely. The movement looks unnatural and unsettling, as if the creature is quietly disappearing into the darkness. Moments like this make people pause and wonder what they just witnessed, because sometimes reality can look far more mysterious than fiction. An enormous Arthropleura, a a prehistoric millipede-like creature slowly rolls across the ground. This giant arthropod could grow up to 8 feet long, making it one of the largest invertebrates to ever exist on Earth. Its long, segmented body and many legs create a strange, almost alien sight as it moves. Watching something this massive crawl along the ground feels unreal, like a glimpse into a forgotten prehistoric world where creatures grew to unimaginable sizes and ruled ancient forests. Something unusual appears in the middle of the river, and at first glance, it looks like a dinosaur. A large shape moves slowly through the water, creating ripples as it goes. Its long body and strange outline make people question what they are actually seeing. Is it a prehistoric-looking animal, a large reptile, or simply an illusion caused by the water and shadows? Moments like this spark curiosity and mystery, leaving viewers wondering if they just witnessed something truly unbelievable. The famous glitter sand beach on Hormuz Island looks almost magical. As waves move across the shore, tiny mineral particles in the sand reflect sunlight, making the beach sparkle like glitter. The effect becomes even more stunning during sunrise and sunset. This unique shine comes from metal-rich compounds and minerals mixed within the sand. The island is often called the Rainbow Island because it contains more than 70 colorful minerals that create extraordinary natural landscapes. A rare and shocking event occurred when a goat was born with only one eye in the center of its face. This unusual condition, known as cyclopia, is an extremely rare birth defect that affects the development of the brain and skull. The baby goat's single eye made it look very different from normal animals, surprising everyone who saw it. Such cases happen when the embryo's brain fails to divide properly during early development. Although frightening to witness, it is a natural but very rare biological condition that has been documented in both animals and humans throughout history.
Going all in.
Sinkholes are natural geological formations that appear when the ground suddenly collapses, creating a deep hole or depression on the surface. They usually form in areas where soluble rocks like limestone, gypsum, or salt exist beneath the soil. Over many years, water slowly dissolves these rocks, creating hidden underground spaces. As these cavities grow larger, the surface above them becomes weaker. Eventually, the ground can no longer support its own weight and suddenly falls in, forming a sinkhole that can vary from small pits to massive craters. This is often said to be where the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean meet but don't mix. In reality, ocean waters do mix over time, but differences in temperature, salinity, and sediment can create a visible boundary that looks like two separate bodies of water. This effect is sometimes seen near areas like the Gulf of Alaska, where glacial sediments and salt water create striking color contrasts that appear like two oceans meeting without blending. A death spiral happens when ants lose their pheromone trail and begin following each other in a continuous circle. Each ant believes the one in front knows the way, so they keep marching endlessly. This strange behavior, called an ant mill, can trap hundreds or even thousands of ants. Eventually, they become exhausted and die from fatigue, creating a haunting natural phenomenon where the entire group slowly collapses while endlessly circling.
Guys, I'm taking this live.
A shocking moment was captured along the Tema Akasambo Road in Ghana, where heavy rain appeared to fall on only one small spot. While the surrounding area remained mostly dry, a dense column of rain poured down intensely in a single location. Drivers and witnesses were amazed by the unusual sight, describing it as something almost supernatural. In reality, this rare weather effect happens when a small, isolated rain cloud releases precipitation in a very concentrated area. Inside the mysterious Area 51, shocking leaked footage supposedly shows a strange scene. In the clip, what appears to be an alien-like creature lies on a ventilator, surrounded by several doctors and scientists carefully monitoring its condition. The room looks highly secure, filled with advanced equipment and bright surgical lights. Some viewers claim it's real evidence of extraterrestrial life being studied in secret facilities, while others believe it could be staged or part of a fictional project. Regardless, the footage has sparked intense curiosity, fear, and debate about what might truly exist behind the heavily guarded walls of Area 51.
What the fuck?
Shocking footage allegedly shows a dark ritual at CERN with claims of an Illuminati satanic sacrifice performed in front of a large statue of Shiva. The scene depicts masked figures surrounding an altar, performing mysterious and unsettling actions. While some viewers argue it's staged or symbolic, others believe it hints at secretive ceremonies blending science, symbolism, and occult practices. The video has sparked intense debate, fear, and fascination online about hidden activities at one of the world's most famous research facilities. In 2017, disturbing footage emerged on a private forum, showing a secret ritual deep in a Montenegrin forest. The cult, known as the Ember Circle, is rumored to operate across Eastern Europe. The video captures hooded figures performing eerie ceremonies around fire and strange symbols, creating a chilling atmosphere. Locals had reported unusual sounds, glowing lights, and mysterious gatherings in the forest for weeks, but authorities dismissed these claims as bonfires or pranks by local youth. When the footage leaked, it shocked viewers worldwide, offering a rare and terrifying glimpse into the hidden secretive activities of this enigmatic and sinister group. The mysterious doppelganger ritual surfaced online, linked to the elusive group MLLR. Footage and accounts describe a dark chanting ceremony where participants perform a series of occult mantras aimed at summoning or confronting one's own double, or doppelganger. The ritual involves candles, mirrors, and cryptic symbols drawn on the floor, creating an eerie, almost hypnotic atmosphere. Witnesses claim the chants produce unsettling reflections in mirrors, sometimes appearing as distorted or shadowy versions of the participants themselves. Though shrouded in secrecy, the doppelganger ritual has fueled online fascination, fear, and speculation about whether it's a genuine occult practice or a carefully staged psychological experiment. Deep in the forest, beneath gnarled trees and a faint pale moon, a woman stood inside a circle of stones. Opposite her towered an inhuman creature, its limbs twisted and too long, its shadowed face stitched with darkness. Faintly glowing eyes fixed on her as it raised clawed hands, whispering a language that made the leaves shiver. The woman didn't scream, she smiled. The tension escalated until, just before the video cuts to black, the creature slowly turns its head toward the camera, staring directly at the viewer as if it had always known someone was watching. A shocking sight has surfaced online. A creature that appears half human, half animal, walking on all fours like a dog. Its movements are unnervingly fluid, blending human gestures with animal-like agility. The video shows it navigating streets and alleys with surprising speed and coordination, leaving viewers questioning reality. Some speculate it could be a person in an elaborate costume or special effects, while others believe it might be a cryptid or unknown species. The eerie combination of human features and animal behavior makes the footage deeply unsettling, sparking curiosity, fear, and heated debate about whether such a being could truly exist. A Chinese man recently caught a bizarre silverfish that stunned onlookers with its unusual shiny appearance. Its elongated metallic body shimmered under the sunlight, making it look almost otherworldly. Locals crowded around, taking photos and videos, amazed by the rare catch. Experts suggest it could be an uncommon species or a mutation, but its striking silver scales and unusual size have made it an instant sensation online. A terrifying creature reportedly turns to stone the moment it's touched. Witnesses describe its body as living and moving, yet instantly hardening like marble or granite upon contact. Legends say even brushing its skin can freeze limbs or objects nearby. Its eerie transformation makes it nearly impossible to capture or approach, creating a haunting mix of fear and fascination. Scientists and cryptid enthusiasts debate whether it's real, a biological anomaly, or folklore, but the creature's stone-like defense has made it one of the most mysterious and unsettling beings ever reported. A breathtaking murmuration of starlings twists and swirls across the Netherlands' evening sky. Thousands of birds move in perfect harmony, creating mesmerizing, fluid patterns that appear almost like a living, dancing cloud. Caught on video by @ClaireOnline, the spectacle highlights nature's incredible beauty and coordination. Starlings, small to medium-sized birds, come together at dusk, turning the sky into a dynamic canvas of movement. This magical display leaves viewers spellbound, a reminder of the wonders of the natural world and the astonishing collective behavior that these birds exhibit in perfect synchrony. A villager recently captured footage of a strange creature in their village, a black snake unlike any ordinary species. Its unusually large size, glossy dark scales, and eerie movements left locals terrified and fascinated. Some say it slithered silently through homes and fields, appearing almost unnatural in its behavior. Experts suggest it could be a rare or mutated snake, while villagers fear it might be something more mysterious. The footage has gone viral, sparking debates online about whether this black snake is simply a curious animal or a cryptid hiding in plain sight. A hilarious and bizarre moment caught on camera shows a bat doing what bats do, flying, hanging upside down, and relieving itself midair. As it swoops through the scene, tiny droplets fall unpredictably, surprising anyone below. While natural, this unusual glimpse into bat behavior is both funny and oddly fascinating, reminding viewers of the quirks of wildlife. The clip has gone viral, leaving audiences laughing and amazed at this small, messy aspect of nature. On June 4th, 2019, the Yenisei River in Dudinka, Russia, experienced a rare ice tsunami. Strong winds and currents pushed large sheets of ice from the river onto the gently sloping shore, creating a sudden, dramatic surge inland. These events are most common in early spring when melting ice becomes more mobile. The combination of wind, shallow shores, and weakening ice can produce these powerful, unexpected waves, which can be both fascinating and dangerous to witness.
Silent extraction. At a secured military base, something unusual was captured during what looked like a routine operation. A disc-shaped craft sat silently on the ground as two unknown humanoid figures approached a restrained, wounded soldier. There was struggle this time, but it didn't matter. They took him anyway. Days later, he returned, but something about him felt completely off. Taken in the dark, caught on night vision, a man walks alone, unaware something is behind him. A tall, thin figure suddenly grabs him, wrapping around him completely. There's no time to react. Moments later, he's dragged toward a glowing craft and disappears without a trace. The man who came back, wrong? This CCTV footage from a remote farm shows a man approaching a landed UFO. Suddenly, a bright light flashes. He turns to run, but a tall humanoid grabs him and takes him. A week later, he returns. But now he stays inside, silent, avoiding everyone completely. Beam from nowhere. This unbelievable footage was captured in Phoenix, where a couple stood on their terrace enjoying the calm weather. Everything seemed normal until a disc-shaped object appeared silently behind them. It hovered directly above the man, unnoticed. Then suddenly, a beam of light activated. In a split second, he was gone. Was this an abduction or something far worse? The night they stopped fighting back. At a military base in Iran, thermal scanners picked up two unknown figures moving in the dark. 3 soldiers were sent to investigate, but what they found didn't look human. Tall, pale, with long limbs and unnatural posture. They opened fire. But nothing happened. The figures kept approaching. The footage cuts there. The soldiers returned unharmed, but the next day, all three resigned. When the camera turned against him, the man thought he was just recording until it raised its hand. In that moment, the camera suddenly flipped on its own, pointing away. He panicked, screaming as something unseen took control. They knew his name. This unbelievable footage was captured in Morocco's desert, where a UFO landed silently. Soldiers approached and saw two humanoid-looking aliens, tall, pale, with large heads and dark eyes. One waved, asking to meet Elon Musk. Suddenly, a massive UFO appeared above, and everything exploded. Only one survived. But the question that still remains is, how did they know his name? The thing that didn't move.
Holy crap!
This chilling footage was captured deep in the Canadian woods, where a man riding his ATV noticed his dog Jake barking nonstop. Something felt off. He slowed down and saw it. A thin, pale figure standing in the dark. He quickly recorded, then sped off. And whatever it was, didn't move at all. A transfer or a trade? This unsettling footage appears to show a controlled exchange inside a secured facility. Prisoners in orange suits are escorted forward. But something feels off. Behind them, a tall, masked figure stands near a massive craft, watching silently. No panic, no resistance. It doesn't look like a transfer. It looks like a handover. The touch that killed. This strange encounter was captured in a remote desert, where a man approached two humanoid aliens standing beside a UFO. One of them raised its hand, almost inviting contact. As the man touched it, the alien suddenly collapsed, lifeless. No sound, no reaction from the other. The man ran instantly, because whatever happened wasn't supposed to happen. Escorted, not captured.
No way, dude, that's real. That's an alien.
A quiet airfield, nothing unusual at first glance, but outside a restricted hangar, where something unusual walks into view. A tall, thin humanoid figure with an oversized head moves slowly, escorted by two soldiers. No restraints, no urgency, just silence. It doesn't look like they're guarding it. The watcher above. Not everything in the forest stays on the ground. And this clip proves it. A man recording deep in the woods suddenly spots a silent UFO hovering between the trees. Sitting on top of it, a small, pale humanoid almost observing below. And the strangest part? It didn't fly away. It just watched. A calm encounter.
It just dipped! Oh my God. Stay back, stay back!
No one expected a friendly encounter, especially out there. A group of tourists in a remote desert spotted a tall, silver humanoid standing calmly beside them. It didn't move aggressively, almost observing. Then suddenly, a silent UFO appeared above. Within seconds, both the figure and the craft vanished without a trace. No explanation was ever given. Ejected from the sky.
What the hell? Whoa! Something just...
People thought it was just another sighting until everything went wrong. A UFO hovered low over a parking lot, completely silent. Then suddenly, it exploded mid-air, sending smoke everywhere. Moments later, a figure dropped out, deploying something like a parachute, not escaping, almost like it was ejected. The question is, what forced it out? The system in the sky. At first, it looked like a formation of lights, something almost organized in the night sky. But then the center object appeared, a massive disc, glowing faintly, surrounded by smaller lights moving in sync. They weren't random, they were orbiting it. No sound, no movement toward Earth, almost like a system or something being protected. If even one of these clips is real, then we're not alone, and we never were. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it only gets more unsettling.
No, okay, let me get, whoa. Scott, bro, he's eating something.
From ghosts of little girls and animals with unusual behaviors to missing persons, babies, and octomus. Here are times when a drone made terrifying trail discoveries. A ghost. Many people believe that Cannockchase is the most haunted town in the UK due to the numerous reports of paranormal events that have occurred over the years. However, there were still some doubts until a video surfaced online featuring a girl in a white dress standing in the forest. It was later discovered that she was actually a black-eyed girl in a school uniform. The eerie footage was captured by a drone and quickly became viral, leaving millions of people, especially those residing in the vicinity, feeling uneasy. Missing prisoner. This epic video was recorded by a drone which was actually helping the police find a prisoner who somehow got away and was hiding somewhere. And well, the view the drone gave was enough for them to see the man laying in the field. As soon as he heard the drone, he knew he was in trouble. Of course, you can guess what happened next. He got caught. A zombie ghost town. It isn't always the Bigfoot and the rakes that the drones spot. Sometimes it's way more than that. Take this clip for example. These two friends were out exploring an abandoned ghost town through their drone camera, and that's when they came across this eerie sight. Zombies. Or maybe at least it looked like it. And it wasn't just one. They spotted more than one and also some people who were trying to take them down. Now, we think they're zombies, but if you have any better explanations, do let us know. Loch Ness Monster. The concept of an unknown creature hiding in the deep and dark waters has always intrigued people. Although we rarely witness such sightings, sometimes they turn out to be real and mysterious, while other times they're just a fake trick. Recently, a drone flying over a lake captured an enormous figure in the water. Could it be the legendary Loch Ness Monster? Or something else concealed in the depths? It's up to you to decide. Humpback whales. Whenever drones are used to capture footage of the ocean, we can witness some amazing sights from nature. Take, for example, this video where we see whales creating a spiral shape that follows the Fibonacci sequence. It's truly remarkable to observe the whales in action from the very beginning of their movements all the way up to the moment they break the surface to consume their prey inside the large air bubble rings they create. It's simply awe-inspiring. A drone ghost. Do you believe that the image of ghosts wearing white cloth and shining bodies is only limited to movies? Well, you might need to reconsider that thought. Recently, a video captured an object that appeared to be a ghost floating around and investigating an area. But as it gets closer to the camera, you'll come to realize that it's actually a drone which has been made to look like a ghost by someone, probably for Halloween. Although it's not real, it still looks impressive, don't you think? Old Car City. Old Car City, located in the United States, is a renowned junkyard covering 34 acres near White, Georgia, housing over 4,000 cars. The vast collection of cars makes it hard to look in any direction without seeing them. Visitors can walk along almost 6 miles of paths within the property, but the owner charges extra for photography. So, have you considered a photo shoot at this fascinating location? Kangaroo attack. It's not okay to harm baby animals, no matter how tiny or weak they may be. A video recently captured a mother kangaroo chasing and taking down a flying drone that was filming her adorable babies. The mother kangaroo likely saw the drone as a danger to her young and acted to keep them safe. It's unknown if the person operating the drone was able to retrieve it, but they should definitely think twice before upsetting another protective mama kangaroo. A Bigfoot. Get ready to be scared by a new sighting in Alberta, Canada. Andrew Dawson recorded a video that seems to reveal a huge being, perhaps from a tribe of giants who come from that area, strolling on top of a mountain with no clear support. The dark form is so immense that it was initially spotted by 2 commuters during their regular drive. Many people are now curious if the tales about giants in this part of the world are factual, or if something more ominous is hiding in the Alberta mountains. Sharks. The drone video displays a swimmer calmly resting on top of a group of sharks without any apparent concern for her safety. The video was captured by a tourist flying a drone off the shore of the Maldives. While snorkeling, the group spotted a gathering of nurse sharks who were mostly harmless to humans. One adventurous woman decided to join them in the water. While this is a peaceful way to connect with nature, it's also risky because a large shark could mistakenly attack and the consequences could be fatal. A massive being. A gentleman in Mexico saw a massive creature strolling up the mountainside. To those who suspect that it might be untrue, be aware that it's not fabricated. Judging by the size of the buildings, the mountains, and the creature, it was certainly a Bigfoot walking along the hills, headed in an unknown direction. A creepy monster. This video was filmed in the UK and shows an unusual creature hopping across the road. Locals had reported seeing a strange being for months before the footage was shared, but no one believed them until they witnessed it firsthand. The identity of the creature remains a mystery, but do let us know if you guys know anything about it. Dobby. Can you decide if this spooky video captured by a family's CCTV is weird or not? They initially believed it was their son pulling a Halloween joke, dressed in a costume that had skinny legs and a head similar to Dobby from Harry Potter. However, they found out it wasn't him by comparing it to their son's appearance and even making him reenact the scene with underwear on his head. So if it wasn't their son, then what could it be? Was it just a figment of their imagination or something more ominous lurking in the darkness? A spider. This footage captures an enormous spider scaling a building. Truly a colossal creature that invokes a sense of dread. It's hard to imagine encountering such a creature in person. In fact, the image is so vivid that it may linger in my thoughts for some time to come. Although I cannot confirm its authenticity, I'm not taking any risks and will steer clear of the location where this video is filmed. Bird runs on water. This man was holding a little bird who appeared to be calm at first, but as soon as the man put it down, the bird did not even wait for a second before running on the water and as far away from the man as possible. Though I should mention that this little guy is so me running away from my responsibilities. A giant wolf. Let's say you're out at night having the time of your life with your friends and suddenly out of nowhere you get to see the massive animal coming out of the dark and staring right at you. I don't know why these guys just decided to stay there and film it. That creature's a gigantic wolf, man. Your best bet's to run for your life. A baby bird. We're all aware that nature has its unique way of functioning, but there are times we're just left shocked by the way nature makes things. For instance, take this example. This tiny bird looks like something out of a horror movie. Like it's gonna grow big and then end humanity. And can you believe it? This is what they look like when they grow up. Volcano. Recently, numerous individuals climbed a steep trail to witness an active volcano located on Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula. Despite the danger involved, people took the risk as it's not a common occurrence to see an active volcano in all its splendor. Nevertheless, officials have declared that using a drone is a safer way to experience the site. This footage presents a picturesque view that appears to be captured on a different planet with volcanic activity. But don't let its beauty deceive you, as this natural wonder could turn into a calamity. Titanoboa. Recorded in unclear water, this footage displays a colossal snake attempting to locate an exit. Its actual size could be miscalculated, but by comparing it to nearby items, it's presumed to be roughly 40 feet in length. This video is a frightening indication that these Titanoboas may be present, conceivably concealed. Moose. Take a look at this breathtaking drone footage that captured an incredible moment in nature that most of us never got to witness. This majestic moose shed its antlers and took off into the wilderness. The drone captured the moment in stunning clarity, and you could almost feel the excitement of witnessing such a rare occurrence. This video stood out from the rest with its perfect timing, impeccable camera quality, and the sheer beauty of the natural surroundings. A drone sacrifice. Ever wondered how we get all these amazing footages of volcanoes erupting from such close angles? Well, apparently lots of drones are sacrificed in this ritual. And even though it's very sad, but the drone which gave us these amazing shots of an active volcano in Vanuatu is no more with us either. Respect for our fallen soldier. Teleportation. A drone in the US captured a video that reportedly shows a man teleporting. The video starts with the man walking by the roadside, but he suddenly disappears into thin air. This raises a lot of questions, such as when he went and how he was able to do it. Unfortunately, no additional information could be uncovered. World's biggest cemetery. Take to the skies with this drone footage capturing the world's largest cemetery in Iraq. Spanning an impressive 1,485.5 acres, this sprawling site is home to over 5 million graves. From above, the enormity of this burial ground is striking, with an endless sea of tombstones stretching out in all directions. Despite its somber purpose, the sheer magnitude of this cemetery is both breathtaking and awe-inspiring. As the camera glides overhead, it's easy to imagine the stories and histories buried beneath the surface, reminding us of the significance and power of honoring those who have passed. Reindeers. Lately, some really strange animal videos have been going viral on the internet, and it's freaking people out. The latest one was shot by a drone, and it shows a bunch of reindeer walking around in a circle like they're hypnotized or something. Some folks think this is a sign from above that the world is coming to an end or that a major natural disaster is about to go down. Nobody really knows for sure what's going on, and even the experts are stumped. An alligator. Flying a drone in for a close-up of an alligator might get you a cool shot, but it might be the last thing your drone ever sees. This is what a travel blogger in the Florida Everglades learned when she attempted to capture footage of an alligator. She flew her new drone towards the gator for a closer view. Suddenly, the alligator leaped up and bit through the drone's battery.
Suddenly.
Talk about indigestion. Sadly, the blogger lost her drone, but gained a viral video. Huntsman spider. If you're afraid of spiders, you might want to skip this part, because what's coming up next is going to give you the creeps for at least a week. It's the huntsman spider, and as its name suggests, it's one of the scariest spiders out there. Just take a look at its enormous size. If I saw one of these in my room, I'd seriously consider moving to a different country. Police drones. Although drones are considered groundbreaking technology, not everyone is fond of them. Criminals in particular are at risk of being caught due to their presence. However, it's not people catching them, but rather the Japanese police using their own drones equipped with nets to catch rogue or trespassing drones. It's quite a sight to witness the police drones apprehending other drones and feels like something straight out of an action movie. The authorities only deploy these drones when they notice suspicious-looking drones in the sky. A Russian soldier. An astonishing video has emerged on the internet displaying the exceptional courage of a Russian soldier. The soldier caught a drone bomb dropped on him by Ukrainian forces and threw it away instantly. The soldier's swift response rescued his own life and those of others present. This occurrence reminds us of the continuing conflict between Russia and Ukraine and the bravery of soldiers risking their lives on both sides. A scary woman. What are you doing if you see an abandoned church in the middle of nowhere? At least you won't be going in, right? But these guys decided to go inside and check what's happening there. And, well, I guess that got what they were expecting. A creepy woman in a white dress sitting all alone. And creeping the hell out of them. An octomoose. Okay, now this is one trippy video which will leave you all shocked and confused. How is this even real? Walking with 8 legs with no care of anything? Well, let us tell you. If you look closely, it's just 2 moose walking really close to each other. A missing kid. In September 2022, a small boy got lost in the woods as it was getting dark and more frightening. The boy had no way of escaping, but luckily the police officers had a great plan. They decided to use a thermal camera on a drone to locate the boy. After a thorough search, the drone spotted something deep in the woods. The drone then directed the police, ambulance, and fire crews to the boy's location. The crews found the boy safe and sound. An alien. This video was captured by a home security system, and it shows a man walking out of his front door and disappearing in a burst of light. This is causing everyone to question what exactly occurred to him. Some believe it could be a prank, while others speculate that it's a sign of extraterrestrial beings or a groundbreaking new invention. Regardless, it's extremely mind-boggling. The rake. Just picture yourself exploring the woods with your drone camera, enjoying the scenery, when suddenly you spot something strange out of the corner of your eye. This is exactly what happened to a YouTuber and their friend while filming nature's calm beauty. At first, they assumed it was a coyote moving behind the trees, but as they flew the drone closer, they were startled to discover it was something far more bizarre and unsettling. The creature appeared to be human-like, but moved in a very peculiar and creepy way. Even now, nobody knows what this strange figure was, but the drone footage is enough to make your skin crawl. Abandoned bicycles. Looks like China's bicycle rental companies were pedaling too hard, but didn't quite manage to stay on track. A few years ago, bike rental services flooded China's market, overestimating the demand. As a result, millions of colorful bikes were left abandoned, causing traffic and congestion. Companies couldn't control the situation, leading to closures and thousands of leftover bikes scattered everywhere. Drone footage captured bicycle graveyards in every major city, rusting away as mountains of abandoned bikes. Fire in the field. This footage captured an amazing scene of a farmer heroically trying to stop the fire from spreading. The fire had broken out in a 20-acre farm, and nearby firefighters were dispatched to the scene. The flames were so large that they could be seen from miles away. As the drone reached the farm, it captured footage of the brave farmer plowing his green tractor through the field in a diagonal direction, trying to prevent the fire from spreading and save as much of the crops as possible. A perfectly frozen lake. The freezing weather usually doesn't have much to offer, but this amazing ice skating video is an exception. It'll leave you in awe and a bit scared at the same time. A man from Utah captured the breathtaking drone footage of an ice skater gracefully gliding across a frozen lake. Since the skater's drone footage was posted on Instagram, thousands of people have been left speechless. Rock of Nazla. The Rock of Nazla, or as everyone calls it, Al-Nasla, is located in Saudi Arabia, and it's said that it was the aliens who cut it in half, because no human could do that. It looks like it was done with a laser or some advanced tool, but it's been around for ages, way before we had that kind of technology. So who or what actually did it? That's still a mystery waiting to be solved. Hand in Desert. The Hand of the Desert is truly an impressive sight, both in its size and location. Its mysterious presence in the midst of a vast desert landscape adds to its allure and makes it a must-see destination for travelers exploring the region. The fact that it was created over 40 years ago and still stands as a remarkable work of art is a testament to the skill and creativity of the Chilean sculptor who crafted it. And this video happened to have captured the best possible view of it. Gate to Hell. As we head towards the Turkmen Desert, the drone footage reveals a blazing gas crater commonly called the Darvaza gas crater. It's situated near the village of Darvaza and spans across 230 feet in width. The fiery pit's been on fire for more than 5 decades, emitting a fiery glow that can be witnessed from afar. Due to its long-lasting flames, it's often referred to as the Gates of Hell. The crater was initially created in the early 1970s when the ground caved in during a Soviet gas drilling mission. To prevent natural gas leakage, scientists set the enormous hole on fire, and it's been burning ever since. The Subscribers Pit. This image is taken from an incident which happened in August 2022. A man was swimming in the lake when an alligator sneaked up on him and almost had him dead in its strong jaws. Luckily, the man survived as he put his hand in the gator's mouth to get the beast to let him go. This whole incident was recorded on a drone and had people in shock when it hit the internet. Mud volcano. The Tavern Wildlife Park recorded an unusual volcanic event in September 2022. The phenomenon was the Lipad mud volcano, which is considered rare. Although it lasted for about 10 minutes and covered an area almost as big as a football field, it was reported to be not harmful. Strong bubbles of mud were produced, but they weren't even hot. This event resulted in the formation of mineral-rich soil, which is beneficial for animals to lick. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.
The snow leopard attacks a vlogger. A bat bites a soldier's sleeve. A ring-horned cow gets caught. What you're about to see has no clear explanation.
Frozen in the ice. Somewhere far north, in a place buried under endless snow, a camera recorded something that should not be possible. A vast wall of solid ice, clear and flat, and frozen deep inside it, a full-grown shark, suspended in the middle of the ice as though it had been caught mid-swim and locked in place. Its mouth hangs open. It has been dead a long time. A shark, sealed inside a frozen mass, far from any open water, with no natural way to account for how it ended up trapped in the middle of all that ice. Worth thinking. The forest golem. Deep in a forest, a creature gave away its position when it failed to stay hidden behind a tree. It looked like a golem, small, strange, unlike anything documented before, and it clearly did not want to be seen. It froze, trying to fold itself back into the trees. Then, its behavior shifted. It seemed to grow aware of the person watching it. It made a low, broken sound, as if it were attempting to communicate. The people who later studied the clip put a name to it: a wood imp. In old accounts, these small, human-like things are described as cruel and best avoided. This one showed no sign of retreating. The bat attack. In a dense jungle in Southeast Asia, a group of soldiers were caught in something they were not prepared for. The footage shows them in camouflage, one with a Thai flag on his sleeve, deep in the trees. Latched onto one man's upper body is a massive bat, gripping him and refusing to release. His comrades take hold of his legs and pull, trying to drag him free while the creature holds on. Fruit bats of that size are native to those rainforests, but they do not attack people, and they do not latch on like this. That contradiction is why the footage has never been fully explained. The ring-horned cow. Scientists recently documented a case that unsettled even them. A cow, ordinary in every other respect, with horns that had grown in the wrong direction. Instead of curving outward, they had fused together above its head, forming an almost perfect ring. A clean, closed circle of bone sitting on the animal as though it had been shaped deliberately. Cases like this are rare enough that almost no record of them exists, and there is no clear biological reason for the horns to have grown into a sealed ring at all. The alpaca at the window. A man filming from inside his car recorded something strange unfolding at the truck in front of him. From a white truck, a long neck extended outward, an alpaca reaching down towards some berries resting nearby. When the man sounded his horn, the animal's head turned sharply toward him. It began to vocalize, a long, aggressive cry aimed directly at the car, its mouth open wide, its attention fixed entirely on him. This was actually strange. Are alpacas like humans? The snake that fought back. On a stretch of rural farmland, a man became locked in a confrontation with a snake that refused to retreat. He struck at it repeatedly, trying to drive it away. Each time, it returned the same way, rising up, holding its ground, refusing to give the distance back. What happened next couldn't be captured. The snake bit him so deeply that despite being rushed directly to the hospital, he died on its way. Attacked on the cliff. A vlogger was filming himself cycling along a narrow mountain track, a thin path cut high into the snow with a sheer drop on one side. Then, a snow leopard emerged without warning. It lunged and closed its jaws around his handlebar, locking on and trying to pull him and the bike off the path. He fought back the only way he could, twisting the handle hard and repeatedly until he tore it free of the animal's grip. The struggle carried him over the edge. He fell from a dangerous height, saved only by the deep snow below. He survived and was rushed to hospital. Leak from Area 51. For decades, Area 51 has sat at the center of the world's most persistent conspiracy theories: alien bodies, secret experiments. This footage claims to show one of those secrets surfacing, an alleged extraterrestrial encounter tied to the base. but no one can agree on what it actually is: a genuine leak, a film prop, or another story the internet assembled out of very little. After all these years, no public evidence has ever confirmed alien bodies at Area 51. And still, the mystery holds the attention of millions who cannot quite let it go.
Like something that shouldn't exist at all. A farm security camera picked up something standing outside the house in the dead of night that nobody inside had heard approaching, caught in night vision green. Long, dark hair hanging loose, pale-skinned, thin, moving toward the camera with an unnatural stillness that made every single person who watched this footage deeply uncomfortable. The farmers came out to investigate, 3 of them, hats on, moving together like men who had dealt with trouble before. And what followed was a struggle that took all 3 of them to contain. Whatever was wandering around that property in the dark that night, it took 3 grown men to bring it to the ground, and not one of them looked like they felt good about what they were holding down. A farm security camera picked up something standing in the middle of the yard in the dead of night that stopped everyone who reviewed the footage cold. Small, dark, standing completely upright on 2 legs in a way that no known farm animal stands, with 2 pinpoints of light where its eyes caught the camera, just watching. Not moving, not running, just standing there in the darkness, staring directly into the lens, like it had been there for a while, and had absolutely no intention of leaving. Then the camera feed began to glitch, distorting, breaking up, lines tearing across the screen in every direction. And when it stabilized again, the yard was empty. Whatever that thing was, it didn't walk away. It was simply there, and then it wasn't. A trail camera at Yellowstone National Park captured something in the frozen darkness that nobody expected to see. A porcupine, covered head to toe in razor-sharp quills that can embed themselves through skin and muscle, was attacking another animal aggressively in the dead of night when the dog appeared out of nowhere. No hesitation, no fear. It charged straight in, bit down on that porcupine, and dragged it away with quills driving into its own face and body with every single movement. The 2 rolled across the ground in a blur of fur and spines, the dog absorbing damage that would make most animals retreat instantly. It didn't retreat, not once. When it was finally over, the dog stood up, shook itself off, and walked away. Some things out there fight not because they have to, but because walking away was never an option. A doorbell camera in Los Angeles captured something walking up the front path in the dead of night that made everyone who reviewed this footage stop and rewind it immediately. Low to the ground, gray-skinned, moving on all 4s with a hunched spine and a face full of jagged teeth that caught the light in a way that made your skin crawl. It was a chupacabra, and it wasn't alone for long. A cheetah came charging out of the darkness and hit it at full speed, sending both animals into a violent rolling blur right there on the front porch. The fight was fast, brutal, and completely unexplainable. Because neither of those animals should exist within 1,000 miles of each other, let alone on someone's doorstep in Los Angeles at midnight. The porch was empty when the camera checked again. Both of them completely gone. A night vision camera inside a farm enclosure at Yellowstone captured something that had already made its way past the fence and was moving through the animals in the dark. Low, fast, with a skull-like face and jaws that dropped open wide enough to wrap around an entire animal's neck in one move. The livestock pressed against the far wall, completely frozen, while this thing moved between them with the patience of something that had done this many times before, and had absolutely no fear of being seen. The farmer reviewed the footage the next morning after finding the enclosure in disarray. What He saw on that camera was so far outside anything he could explain that he posted it without even adding a caption. Sometimes the footage speaks for itself. A farmer walking the edge of his cornfield stopped dead when he spotted something moving between the stalks that had absolutely no business being there. Small, dark, hunched over on all fours with long, thin limbs, and a body so emaciated it looked like skin pulled tight over a skeleton. Crouching in the dirt between the rows like it had been living in those crops for a very long time. It moved with sharp, twitchy little bursts, pausing every few seconds like it was listening for something.
Lleva días viniendo. Yo sabía que algo raro estaba pasando en el cultivo.
Completely aware of its surroundings in a way that felt disturbingly intelligent. Farmers across 3 different countries have reported finding their crops stripped overnight with no animal tracks left behind, no footprints, no evidence, just missing harvests and a feeling that something was watching from inside the field. Now there's footage, and it's every bit as unsettling as the stories always were. Camera 03, barnyard, 1:13 a.m. Something that had no business being on any farm was already inside the fence. Tall, impossibly thin, moving on legs that bent in entirely the wrong direction, with 2 white eyes that caught the night vision light and glowed straight back at the camera like it knew exactly where to look. It moved through the livestock with a slow, deliberate confidence, bending its elongated body down toward the animals, then straightening back up, then crouching again at a road outside a fence where it cornered something small and completely defenseless. By 1:55 a.m., the barnyard was empty and quiet again. The farmer checked the footage in the morning. 3 animals were unaccounted for, and whatever took them left no tracks, no blood, and no explanation. Just 11 minutes of the most unsettling security footage ever captured on a farm. Inside the quiet farmland, a man stood frozen near a tube well, where something unusual was unfolding in the shadows.
¿Qué es eso?
2 strange, long-tailed creatures were seen moving aggressively inside the structure. The scene didn't feel natural, more like a disruption of balance in a place meant for stillness. Dust, sudden movement, and frantic reactions from the man as he watched, unable to fully process what he was witnessing in front of him. What started as an ordinary day on the farm ended with something no one could properly explain, and even after it was gone, the silence it left behind felt heavier than before. If these moments had you gripped to your screen, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more.
People are encountering disgusting creatures that just shouldn't even exist. What they found wasn't just one terrifying creature. It was a series of encounters that left everyone questioning reality. And what was captured next would leave everyone stunned. Here, a spirit drops from the tree and transforms into a horrifying wolf. Three towering griffins stand together, gripping glowing tridents, their wings spread wide under a dark sky. At the center, one larger griffin rises above the rest, crowned in gold and staring forward like a powerful king commanding his fierce and loyal army.
Wow.
A mystical unicorn stands in the jungle, shimmering feathers glowing softly. A bear-like paranormal creature appears at night, captured chillingly on camera. Under the night sky, a wolf attacks a group of sheep in a shed, but its head gets stuck in the doorway as a brave dog barks fiercely, trying to stop it. CCTV captures a mysterious skinwalker in rural Appalachia, West Virginia, approaching a chicken at night before stumbling strangely, fueling fear and curiosity about legendary shape-shifting folklore. A massive gorilla emerges carrying a deer, caught on camera from a car, before suddenly being struck by an oncoming vehicle in a shocking roadside moment.
Oh my God! No! No! It's coming down! Go! 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 Drive! Drive! Oh my God! It's right there! Jesus! Just keep going!
A creepy monster politely lurks, silently judging your gardening skills. During a peaceful winter drive in Michigan, a couple's GoPro captures two alleged dogman creatures near the eerie Paulding Light, turning a snowy back road into daylight terror. In the dark of night, a ghost attacks sheep inside a shed, but gets stuck in the doorway as a brave dog barks fiercely, trying to protect the terrified flock. Late at night, strange voices echo from outside a small rural home.
Well, she just woke me up again and said she heard it on the roof, and this time so did I, so...
Breaking the silence and sending chills through the air. Confused and concerned, a man grabs his torch and camera, determined to find the source of the disturbing sounds. As he slowly steps into the darkness, the beam of his flashlight scans across the yard, trees, and the nearby shed.
You can get out there and have a look.
The whispers grow louder, almost distorted, making his heart pound faster with every step. Suddenly, his light lands on the roof of a nearby hut. There, crouched unnaturally, is a bizarre, frantic-looking creature with glowing eyes and twisted limbs.
Okay. Get the other side.
The man quickly raises his camera, capturing the shocking moment as the creature lets out an eerie sound, forever sealing the terrifying encounter on film.
Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. Son of a bitch is one on the other side of the house. Oh.
Guy versus C. A winged horse, pale and massive, is being pulled toward the water, and it refuses to go. Below it, in the surf, mermaid-like figures with long tails are dragging at it, trying to pull it under. The horse fights back the only way it can. It chooses the sky. The horse beating upward, the figures clinging from below, neither one letting go. Not every creature belongs in the water, especially one with wings. Something in the surf. It starts as a normal day at the shore. Surf, sand, people standing around. Then, something moves in the shallow water that shouldn't be there. At first, the people on the beach think it's a mermaid. Then, it thrashes into view, and nobody is sure anymore. It moves low through the water like an alligator, but there's something human in the way it shifts its weight, something that doesn't fit a reptile at all. The waves keep half covering it. Nobody gets close. The onlookers just point and call out, trying to make each other see it too. Then it pulls back into the deeper water. 8 fingers. U.S. police responding to a call in a remote area found something on the ground that stopped every officer there. A huge creature, sitting hunched and still, head down, giant hands, a gigantic body, and one wing that looked like it had been torn away, as if the thing had fallen from somewhere high and couldn't get back up. When they looked closer, 8 fingers on each hand, 8 on each foot. It just sat there, head lowered, looking almost disappointed, like it knew exactly where it had ended up, and there was no way back. The thing on the highway. Late at night on a lonely road in Alberta, a driver spotted something massive walking ahead in the middle of the highway. At first, they thought it was a person. Then, the headlights got closer, and it was far too big to be one. It was covered in thick brown fur and walked slowly, upright, on two legs. They never saw its face, only its back, the entire time. For almost 30 seconds, they followed it down the empty road in complete silence. Then, it stepped off the highway and disappeared into the dark forest without a sound. The False Shepherd. The locals have a name for it. They call it the False Shepherd. They say it wears masks made of bone, and it uses them to copy the sounds of dying animals, crying, struggling, to lure people out of their cabins into the dark. For as long as anyone remembers, it has waited outside. But tonight, it stopped waiting. The footage catches it at the glass. Bone Mask turned toward the camera, looking directly into a woman's room. It didn't call out this time. It didn't try to draw her outside. It just decided to come closer and look in for itself. The young one.
Man, look at the tail. That's no human.
It started as a normal deep-sea exploration. Routine footage, nothing unusual, until the camera caught this. A figure swimming just below the surface, human shape, fishtail, and a way of moving that looks far too real to be an accident. It looked young, like a mermaid that was still growing up. The features were soft, and the way it moved, it seemed almost naive, a little scared of the camera watching it. Viewers still can't agree on what they're looking at. Some say CGI, some say AI, and some think it's something the ocean has been hiding all along. A bunch of ordinary people were filming ordinary moments when suddenly it turned into one of the most controversial footage ever uploaded to the internet.
Está cayendo. ¡Ay, se estrelló!
Because somewhere in the background of these clips, something with wings was watching right back. Somewhere in Texas, a farmer's security camera captured something that has since spread across every paranormal research forum on the internet, and nobody has been able to offer a single rational explanation. At the edge of his property, bathed in light that had absolutely no business existing in the middle of a pitch-black field, stood a figure with enormous white wings, glowing from within, like something that doesn't belong to this world at all. What makes this footage different from everything else out there is what happens next. It walks toward him, wraps its arms around him slowly, deliberately, and in the exact moment of that embrace, the man is simply gone. Just gone.
Está cayendo. ¡Ay, se estrelló!
While filming the evening sky from a quiet neighborhood, someone caught something dropping out at full speed. Dark, winged, human-shaped, plummeting toward the dry fields below. Dark, winged, and human-shaped, dropping out of the sky like something that had been thrown from it. Then came the impact, a crater of dust and earth that shook the ground on camera. When people reached the site and looked down into that hole in the sand, it was lying there. Wings the color of midnight, stretched wide, feathers scattered everywhere, completely motionless at the center. No aircraft reported missing, no weather event that could explain it. No animal on this planet has wings that size combined with a human body. What fell out of that sky that evening had never been classified by science. And whatever it is, it was still breathing when they found it. The sky did something that stopped everyone cold. Mid-conversation, mid-step, mid-breath, every single person underneath it just froze, because moving through that burning amber sunset was a winged figure, human-shaped, arms wide open, gliding silently with a wingspan that nothing on this earth grows. No flapping, no effort, just carried through the clouds like it had a destination nobody down there could see. Then the light broke through, and for one brief second, it was fully visible, and then it was gone. Not descending, not landing anywhere, just taken back by the sky like it was never meant to come this close to begin with. Whatever passed over that crowd that evening, it left every single one of them permanently changed, and every single one of them was still shaking when the camera stopped on June 13th in Houston, Texas. A busy highway, hundreds of cars, an ordinary evening commute, and then something above the freeway made people grab their phones mid-drive. glowing white, wings fully spread, moving through the clouds above one of the most populated cities in America, as if it had absolutely nothing to hide. Not one sighting, not two. Multiple people across different parts of the city captured it from completely different angles, all on the same night, all within the same hour. Researchers who have studied the footage since cannot agree on what it is, but they all agree on one thing. Whatever was flying over Houston that evening was not from here.
No way. Do you see that?
Hundreds of people were already gathered, phones raised, necks craned upward, because right above them, carved into the clouds like something had reached down and shaped them by hand, was a figure with wings spread wide across the entire sky. Not a passing shape, not a trick of light that lasted 2 seconds and disappeared. This thing held, it stayed, long enough for an entire crowd to stand underneath it in complete silence, long enough for every single person there to get it on camera, long enough that nobody could walk away and convince themselves they hadn't seen it. Meteorologists have no category for what those clouds formed that day, and the crowd that witnessed it never fully dispersed. Some of them are still talking about it.
Ground yet, but you can barely make it out. It's right there, right to the left.
It started as a regular dash cam recording on a completely empty highway, dark sky, storm clouds rolling in, nothing unusual about any of it. Then the driver noticed it, sitting perfectly still on the hillside directly ahead, a figure with arms stretched wide, a blinding white orb of light where its head should be, glowing with an intensity that had absolutely no natural source. Too large to be a person, too structured to be anything atmospheric, and completely motionless while the storm rolled in around it from every direction. No flickering, no movement, just standing there above that road in the dark like it had been placed there specifically to be seen. The driver kept recording and kept driving closer toward it, and the closer the car got, the brighter that light burned. Air in the headlights. A man was riding his bike home through a forest at night when something stepped into the road in front of him. A huge, heavy bear, right in his path. His front light caught it head on in the dark. The bear rose up onto its hind legs and turned to look straight at him. Then the footage ends. We never find out what happened next. Deer at night.
What is that?
Deep in the Pacific Northwest, a vlogger swept a flashlight across the trees, and something massive was already watching back. It stood in the middle of the forest, frozen in the beam, tall, with the build of something far heavier than a man, and a strange deer out there. Whatever it was, it didn't want to be found, and the second the light moved off it, it was gone. Alien caught. A backyard CCTV camera in a rural town caught something nobody could explain. In the footage, an alien-like creature moves up to a cow standing in the yard and slowly reaches out to touch it. It's calm. Then a hen wanders too close and the thing bolts. It takes off like a fireball. But here's the part that stops everyone who watches it. As it runs, it doesn't go around the fence. It goes straight through it, passing clean through the closed barrier, like it was never solid at all. Once you see it up close, it's hard to forget. The bone mask in the trees. Deep in a forest, the camera finds something standing among the trees that doesn't match anything caught before. It wears a mask made of bone over its face, and as it moves, it begins to climb, pulling itself up into a tree with a slow, deliberate ease. The strange part is the fur on its body. From a distance, it looks like an animal. Up close, the fur is worn and patchy, hanging wrong, like it isn't really growing there at all, like it was put on. Then it reaches the higher branches, and the footage cuts before it gets any closer. The thing on the shore. A couple filming from the top of a mountain caught something moving on the shoreline far below. At first, it was hard to make out. Then it came into focus a huge, fat, leech-like creature rolling along the sand at the water's edge. Its skin was jelly-like, soft and shifting with every movement. It had no real face, nothing to fix your eyes on. It simply flipped and rolled across the shore, dragging itself with a tail far thinner than the bloated mass of its body. White unicorn. It looked like an ordinary white horse caught on camera one afternoon, calm, standing still. Nothing about it seemed unusual at all. Then, the camera zoomed in. Rising from the center of its head was a single horn, a unicorn, the one creature everyone had written off as a myth, standing right there in plain daylight. We were all taught unicorns went extinct, or never existed in the first place. This footage quietly rewrote that. The Man and the Dragon. The camera shakes the moment it catches what it's pointing at. A colossal, primitive-looking giant of a man. And in front of him, on the ground, a massive dragon. Dark scales, wings fully spread across a mountain plain in Dagestan, where it had come down. A thick, heavy rope is wrapped around its neck and body. The mountain man is wrestling the thing as it thrashes against the rope, his whole weight thrown into keeping it down. Doorway snake. This footage started circulating online fast. A giant snake crept toward her open door while she stood inside, unaware until she saw it. She screamed and ran, but the door stayed open. By morning, both were gone, and the house looked untouched, as if nothing had ever happened. Something behind it. You'll want to watch this closely because something in this footage doesn't add up. A car races down a quiet street, but when you slow it down, something is right behind it, keeping up effortlessly. It doesn't look human or even natural. So what exactly was chasing that car that night? She just vanished. A single scream broke the silence that night. Curious, a man checked CCTV the next day and saw a woman walking alone before collapsing. What happened next didn't make sense. A dog emerged and ran off, while she vanished without a trace. No one ever saw her again, and some say this is exactly how skinwalker encounters begin. Dragged at 4 a.m. What happened in this bedroom at 4 a.m. doesn't make sense. She went to bed at 1 a.m., but hours later, the wardrobe door opened by itself. A shadow-like figure came out, pulled her blankets, then dragged her off the bed and into the room. Her boyfriend found her there, but she doesn't remember anything. The empty bed. This video has been circulating with one detail everyone misses. Watch the second table. At first, it's still lifeless. Then, slowly, something beneath the sheet begins to sit upright. The doctor notices and instantly collapses trying to get away. But according to staff records, that bed hadn't been used in days. So if no one was placed there, what needed to get up? It chose to move. This video has one detail people can't explain. Watch the wheelchair carefully. It doesn't just move, it chooses a direction, rolling out into the open, then stopping with perfect timing. The guard who filmed this says it was across the hall minutes before, so if no one touched it, what decided where it needed to be?
See, no.
Not a prop. This footage changed everything for the owner. The last employee is cleaning up, unaware of what's behind her. A figure stands still until it doesn't. Its head slowly shifts, locking onto her. The moment she sees it, she runs for the exit. She resigned the next morning. So how many of those props were ever real? It wanted attention. You can feel it building in this footage. Quiet disturbances, almost playful, like something trying to get noticed. But when she doesn't respond, it escalates. And by the end, it's not asking for attention anymore. Grabbed in passing. This looks like harmless fun. Two kids running downstairs, laughing. Then the corner hits. One of them gets grabbed by something you barely see. Not fully there, just a shadow. They fight it off and run. It doesn't chase, it waits. She saw something. This video has one moment people can't explain. The plant falls without warning. She turns, expecting nothing, but what she sees stops her cold. Watch her reaction carefully. It's instant, instinctive, like she recognized something she shouldn't. She runs upstairs and never looks back. So, if nothing was there, what made her react like that? Dragged while awake. This footage was captured during a routine night shift when nothing should be happening. The guard falls asleep, slumped in his chair. Then suddenly, his leg jerks. Not a twitch, a pull. He's dragged across the floor, fully conscious, unable to stop it. It only lets go in the corner. That's the spot employees say always felt wrong. Right behind her. At first, she looks alone on that road. Then, look closer. Something is behind her. Not running, not rushing, just following. Its movement feels off. Too smooth, too deliberate, like it knows she hasn't noticed yet. The moving ball. This video looks harmless at first, just someone resting on a pool table. Then the white ball behind his head starts moving, slowly, no cue, no touch. It rolls forward and taps him. He brushes it off. Then it moves again. That's when he runs. Elevator encounter. At first, it's just a malfunctioning elevator. Doors open, refuse to shut. But watch her closely. She starts reacting to something outside the frame. Hiding, peeking, stepping out. She was later found in the rooftop tank. Some believe the encounter started right there. It appeared first. This CCTV clip was reviewed frame by frame, and something appears before impact. A faint black mist forms near the doorway. Seconds later, she's violently shoved forward. No one behind her. Researchers say the shape manifests first, then acts. So what do you think? Random coincidence, or something we're not meant to understand?
High above the city, something unbelievable appears in the sky. Human-like figures glide through the air, moving just like birds. For a moment, everything feels unreal. Then suddenly, police spot the strange sight and open fire, trying to stop whatever's flying above them. The figures scatter across the sky, leaving witnesses shocked and confused, wondering what they actually just saw. Was it a trick? Or something humans were never meant to witness? Have you ever seen a forest breathe? It sounds impossible, but it's a real and fascinating sight. After heavy rain, the soil on the forest floor becomes loose and soft. When strong winds sweep through the tall trees, their massive trunks sway back and forth. Because the ground is softened by water, the trees' roots begin to shift and lift the soil beneath them. From a distance, the forest floor appears to rise and fall, almost as if the land itself were breathing. It's not magic or a hidden creature underground, just the powerful combination of rain, wind, and nature working together in a strange and mesmerizing way. A strange snake-like structure slowly moves toward a hole in the wall. Its long, flexible body twists and slithers in an eerie way, making it hard to tell if it's a real snake or something else entirely. The movement looks unnatural and unsettling, as if the creature is quietly disappearing into the darkness. Moments like this make people pause and wonder what they just witnessed, because sometimes reality can look far more mysterious than fiction. An enormous Arthropleura, a prehistoric millipede-like creature, slowly rolls across the ground. This giant arthropod could grow up to 8 feet long, making it one of the largest invertebrates to ever exist on Earth. Its long, segmented body and many legs create a strange, almost alien sight as it moves. Watching something this massive crawl along the ground feels unreal, like a glimpse into a forgotten prehistoric world where creatures grew to unimaginable sizes and ruled ancient forests. Something unusual appears in the middle of the river, and at first glance, it looks like a dinosaur. A large shape moves slowly through the water, creating ripples as it goes. Its long body and strange outline make people question what they are actually seeing. Is it a prehistoric-looking animal, a large reptile, or simply an illusion caused by the water and shadows? Moments like this spark curiosity and mystery, leaving viewers wondering if they just witnessed something truly unbelievable. The famous Glitter Sand Beach on Hormuz Island looks almost magical. As waves move across the shore, tiny mineral particles in the sand reflect sunlight, making the beach sparkle like glitter. The effect becomes even more stunning during sunrise and sunset. This unique shine comes from metal-rich compounds and minerals mixed within the sand. The island is often called the Rainbow Island because it contains more than 70 colorful minerals that create extraordinary natural landscapes. A rare and shocking event occurred when a goat was born with only one eye in the center of its face. This unusual condition, known as cyclopia, is an extremely rare birth defect that affects the development of the brain and skull. The baby goat's single eye made it look very different from normal animals, surprising everyone who saw it. Such cases happen when the embryo's brain fails to divide properly during early development. Although frightening to witness, it is a natural but very rare biological condition that has been documented in both animals and humans throughout history. Sinkholes are natural geological formations that appear when the ground suddenly collapses, creating a deep hole or depression on the surface. They usually form in areas where soluble rocks like limestone, gypsum, or salt exist beneath the soil. Over many years, water slowly dissolves these rocks, creating hidden underground spaces. As these cavities grow larger, the surface above them becomes weaker. Eventually, the ground can no longer support its own weight and suddenly falls in, forming a sinkhole that can vary.
It started as turbulence beneath the hull, the kind the Strait throws at you without warning, but this felt different, deeper, more deliberate, like something enormous was deciding whether to surface. Then it did. Dark scaled skin breaking through the white water alongside the ship, a head emerging that belonged to nothing living in any ocean today. Broad, heavily armored, yellow eyes burning through the spray, and a jaw dropping open to reveal rows of thick, jagged teeth as it rose fully out of the deep and slammed into the side of the vessel. The roar that came with it rolled across the water like a shockwave. The Strait had been hiding something beneath its surface for a very long time, and whatever it was, it had finally decided to come up, and the crew had nowhere to go. Sailors have feared the Strait of Hormuz for centuries. Now they have footage proving why. A fully loaded cargo vessel was midway through the strait when the ocean beneath it simply erupted. A creature of impossible scale, black, ancient, covered in armored scales, breached directly over the ship, its body curving overhead like a living mountain. The deck crumpled. Containers were hurled into the sea. Crew held onto railings as the shockwave hit. It hung above them for 3 terrifying seconds before plunging back into the deep. Of the 22 crew members aboard, only 17 could be accounted for when rescuers arrived.
Oh my God!
The Strait had not finished. That same night, at a nearby dock, something pulled itself out of the black water without any warning. Gray-skinned, wide, flat face, hollow eyes, it hauled its coiled body onto the wooden planks and simply started crawling forward. No hesitation, no fear. People standing just feet away froze completely. It moved toward them with slow, deliberate confidence, as if docks and humans were nothing new to it, as if it had done this before, many times before. It stopped, looked directly into the camera, then turned and slipped back into the water as silently as it had arrived. The nets came up with something that should have died the moment it left the water. Instead, it thrashed, breathed, and within seconds had wrapped every tentacle around the fisherman's face in a grip that took 4 hands to eventually break. It squeezed, it inked black liquid flooding his airways as he fought to pry it loose, blood already visible on his shirt from where the suckers had torn skin. Nearly a full minute passed before it finally released and was thrown back into the sea. It hit the water and immediately descended without floating, without slowing, something that cannot drown, cannot be suffocated, and fights like it knows exactly what it is doing.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Safari workers filming from their vehicle watched it happen in real time and could do nothing. 1 second, she was at the water's edge. The next, a crocodile had her legs locked in its jaws and was dragging her into the shallows with mechanical, merciless force. Her elephant reacted before any human could. tusks wrapped around her torso, pulling back with every pound of its enormous weight in the opposite direction. The camera cuts. Those who were there say the elephant won, but the crocodile did not leave without taking something permanent. She survived. She will never walk again.
¿Qué estarán jalando esas brujas allá abajo?
Parece una lechuza grandota, pero fíjate la cara.
No one in the region believed the tribe when they announced they had caught it. Then the footage surfaced. Robed figures gathered in a desert, clearing around a chained winged creature. Iron links wrapped thick across its body, staffs and ropes holding it to the ground. It had looked captured. It had looked contained for exactly 4 minutes. Then every chain snapped simultaneously. The creature unfolded wings wider than the clearing itself, rose vertically into the blue sky with one single beat, and locked eyes with the camera for just a moment before ascending beyond the tree line. Some things, they decided, were never meant to be held. If you were in that situation, what would you have done? Look again. There's more than meets the eye. Some encounters stay with you forever.
Document the wilderness for views. And then there are people who stumble onto something that makes every previous upload feel completely irrelevant. Jake Harmon and Chris Vidal are 2 outdoor adventure vloggers from Colorado. Mid-30s, seasoned trekkers, the kind of men who have camped in places most people would not locate on a map. They run a channel called Outbound Raw with just under 200,000 subscribers. Drone shots, cliff trails, river crossings, nothing unusual until this trip. Deep in a forested canyon on their 4th day out, Chris spotted it first, half submerged in a shallow creek bed, completely motionless. They both assumed dead. Jake got closer and stopped cold. It was breathing. The creature lay on its side, pale salmon pink, nearly 10 feet from its domed skull to the end of its split tail. The spine pressed visibly up through thin skin. The membrane surrounding the lower body moved slowly with each breath. The eye sockets were closed, the vertical slit of a mouth slightly parted. Jake looked at Chris. Chris was already pulling the rope from his pack. They worked fast, quietly, binding the appendages while it slept, keeping distance from that skull. And then it opened its eyes. Both men froze, but they held the rope. And this time, whatever came out of the shadows was not going back in.
Let me go! Hold it, keep the rope tight! Hold it, keep the rope tight!
There are stretches of coastline in this country so remote that whatever washes ashore on them is seen by exactly one person before the tide decides to take it back. The photograph was posted on December 28, 2024 by an account called Strange Eye. No location beyond a river beach somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. No explanation. The man standing beside it is believed to be Mark Ellison, 44 years old, a property surveyor from Portland, Oregon. He had driven out alone that morning to document erosion patterns along a stretch of riverbank after an unusually violent high tide the night before. He told followers in a comment that he heard nothing, smelled nothing. He simply turned a bend in the shoreline, and it was there, sitting upright in the wet sand like it had been placed. Mark said he initially thought giant jellyfish, then decomposing stingray. Then he got closer, and both of those explanations quietly dissolved. Now look at it beside him. Mark is not a small man, and this thing, sitting partially collapsed on the sand, still reaches his chest. Fully extended, witnesses who were later contacted estimated it at nearly 8 feet from skull to tail tip. The head is what stops you. Smooth, domed, hairless, with a skull structure that carries proportions no marine animal on record shares. 2 deep black eye sockets with no visible pupils. A vertical slit where a mouth should be. No teeth exposed, no jaw definition. Just that hollow, upward-facing stare that looks less like a dead animal and more like an empty mask. The spine presses visibly up through the skin along the central body like something architectural rather than biological. And from the waist down, 2 lower appendages stretch out and split apart into what looks like a warped, serrated tail fin, surrounded by a translucent membrane that has the look of unfinished embryonic tissue. Skin that was never quite completed, the strangest detail. No flies, no decay smell despite the heat, no birds circling. Whatever biological process normally announces death had simply not begun. After the image went viral, the internet divided into 2 hard camps. One insisted it was an AI-generated biomodel deliberately released to test public reaction to the idea of unknown species. The other pointed to deep sea biology, arguing that creatures from pressurized depths deform catastrophically when they surface, and that something from far enough down could look like nothing we have ever cataloged. I at least skipped over the same detail. That skull, that specific dome, that vertical mouth, Haida oral tradition along the Pacific Northwest coast carries accounts of a deep water being they called the hollow-faced wanderer, a creature that lived below the light line of the ocean and surfaced only when the water above it was disturbed by something significant. Their accounts described it as pale, wing-like, with eyes that had already stopped seeing long before it died. Mark said in a follow-up post that he stood there for nearly 20 minutes before he could bring himself to touch it. He said it was not the appearance that held him. It was the feeling that whatever this was had not washed ashore by accident. It had arrived. There are crew members on that river to this day who will not talk about what they saw on that bank, and the ones who will all describe the exact same thing. The Colorado River Expedition is a licensed whitewater rafting company that runs guided trips down the upper Colorado through some of the most remote stretches of canyon wilderness in the country. On a Thursday afternoon in late July 2023, lead guide Derek Souza, 34, pulled his crew of 8 ashore on a flat red bank for a rest stop. Standard procedure. 15 minutes, stretch your legs, drink some water. Derek said he noticed the tree line first, a dense wall of pine about 500 yards up the bank sitting completely still in air that had no wind. Then one section of it moved, not the gentle sway of branches settling, a violent, deliberate parting, like something large was pushing through from the other side with no interest in being quiet about it. Derek told his crew to stay by the rafts. Then it stepped out.
Fish crossing road. A year ago, people in Washington saw this weird phenomena happening. A number of fishes were seen crossing the road. Just like you and me, they were all so shocked to see how these salmon fishes were showing this unusual behavior. However, this scenario is the result of the river flooding. What you're seeing are salmon going from a field that they've been washed into, back across the road to get back into the river to continue their journey. This doesn't happen very often, but when it does, some salmon that get washed out do this to make it back. A flipping spider. What you're seeing right here is a spider which is newly discovered. When the researchers saw it for the first time flip-flopping its way through the desert, they were astonished. At first, it was thought that something might have triggered such behavior. However, later it was observed that this was a new species, and this spider was unlike all the others, and it only does its cartwheeling when trying to get away from a predator. Dog walks on water. We don't know what this dog was thinking, but he sure did surprise all the humans with his supernatural ability to walk on the water. Every single person in the party was just left shaken. It almost seems like something out of the movie The Secret Life of Pets. Do you think it could be based on a true story? Talking raven. Ravens are incredible beings and are considered to be one of the smartest birds. But one quality of theirs makes them more special than anyone else, and that is the way they can imitate human voices.
Hi. Hi. Good bird.
For instance, this clip shows a couple recording a raven perched on a stone, then try to make the bird imitate them. But at first, it doesn't seem to care. But then, all of a sudden, the raven starts repeating what they say.
You alright, man? You alright? You alright?
It even says, I'm alright.
You alright? You alright? You alright? I'm alright.
A poop fest. If you think penguins are just fluffy birds just walking here and there in the coldest regions on the Earth, well, you're wrong, because these penguins are actually having way more fun than any of us. Just that their style of having fun is a little unusual, because what they do love is to poop over one another. Now, I know, it might sound gross and you might go all ew hearing this, but they enjoy it a lot. And who are we to judge, right? Elephant steals food. Humans and animals have been living together for decades, and this year-long relation has led to us understanding each other pretty much. For instance, take the elephant as an example. Years and years after passing the same road, he has come to know that a truck passes the same road every day with lots of sugarcane. So, what did the elephant decide to do? He decided to take a shortcut to get food and steal from the truck whenever he gets the chance to. Ice balls. These tourists were out looking and admiring the natural beauty when one of them discovered this strange thing happening. He found a waterfall where the water was turning into perfectly round ice balls.
Ice balls.
Don't they just look perfect? And if you're thinking of hitting a friend with it, don't play with them or use them as weapons because they'll hurt. A strong bug. Bugs are often thought of as tiny creatures that anyone can easily squash, aren't they? However, this particular bug defies that stereotype and proves that size doesn't always equate to weakness. Its grip was one of the most powerful I have ever seen, clinging to the machine with an unyielding force that seemed to say, "Go ahead and try to break free." Isn't that truly remarkable? A grateful kangaroo. This kangaroo was stuck and had come to the conclusion that he cannot do anything about his situation and needs the help of humans. That is why he did not resist or punch the men who came to help him. Instead, after getting saved and safely on the land, he stood there, calmly waiting for the humans to shake his hand.
Oh, he's thanking ya.
Such bizarre creatures, not especially friendly, but impossible not to love. A sea lion. So this photographer thought she'd get some cool shots of these seals up close by laying low on the ground. But one of the seals spotted her and decided to check out what's going on. Next thing you know, this huge baby elephant seal is flopping over to investigate. And before she knows it, she's getting squished. Apparently, this